Hello, and good afternoon, my friend. Today I'm going to show you all the bosses of the 5th chapter of Black Myth Wukong. We'll also talk about the tactics of fighting each one individually, and I'll give you some useful tips on how to defeat each of them. So here we go. First boss, Pale Axe Stalwart. The Pale Axe Stalwart is a rather weak enemy, especially for you, when you have already defeated such difficult enemies in previous chapters. This is the beginning of Chapter 5. The first bosses are very easy. It's easy to kill the boss with normal attacks. If you want to speed up the fight, use your skills. During the fight, you may be disturbed by ordinary enemies that are around a lot. I advise you to focus on destroying them first, and then move on to the boss. Also, next to this boss, there will be the next boss, Brown Iron Cart. But right now, in this battle, he is interfering with you, because he is actively spitting fire. Hopefully, you won't even notice that it was a boss, and not just another upgraded mob. Second boss, Brown Iron Cart. An interesting boss, but more for its appearance than for the difficulty of the fight. This is one of the 5 carts you have to destroy in this chapter. The Brown Iron Cart has lost its front wheels somewhere and has only the rear wheels, so it can't move. The boss is standing still and actively trying to destroy you. The main danger of the boss is his fire, but everything is simple. To avoid getting hit by the painful fire, just stand to the right of the boss. In this case, it's a safe zone for you. Some attacks with your hands, which the cart can reach you with, won't do much damage. If you want, you can go around the cart to the right on the stairs and attack it from behind. Perhaps it's not very polite to hit a cart from behind, but that's the game. What can you do? Interestingly, the cart still won't move, but it will throw fire at you from behind. I don't even want to think where it comes from. It's fire, so I attacked from the front. For the fight, I used a build with Spellbinder activated, but you don't have to set up for combat on purpose. You can beat this boss in any build. Third boss, Father of Stones. Another weak boss. The 5th chapter pleases us with easy fights that add joy to the game. Of course, when you defeat a boss on the first try, it's always nice. The boss is very similar to Wandering Wight, whom you defeated in the first chapter. Of course, he looks different, but there are some similarities. The same big guy who tries to kill you with his own hands. During the fight, I didn't even have time to see what the boss's main feature was. It seems that he growls, it causes air vibration, and this action is supposed to knock you down. It's not very strong for a boss with such a loud name. He also sometimes tries to just fall on you and crush you with his weight. But the boss is so slow and clumsy, and his attacks are so predictable that you shouldn't have any problems with him. Fourth boss, Grey Bronze Cart. This is the second cart on your path that needs to be destroyed. In general, the battle with it is the same as with all the other carts. This cart also does not move, but the passage to it is very narrow, and you no longer have a safe place to hide from the cart's fire attacks. Therefore, in this battle, you will need the Fireproof Mantle. It really protects you from fire very seriously. In general, there should be no problems with the boss. The battle is a little more difficult, and here I decided to approach the battle with the full arsenal of all my monkey's skills. The Grey Bronze Cart is easily frozen by the Immobilize skill. If you use the Wandering Wight Spirit, the cart will lose consciousness for a while. Use this to deal maximum damage to your opponent. In between boss attacks, replenish your health to keep it at the maximum level. Being hit by fire can do a lot of damage. Fifth boss, Fast as Wind, Quick as Fire. Another unusual boss, or rather a pair of bosses. There are 2 heads in front of you. One rolls furiously on the ground, leaving a trail of fire. The other one flies in the air and spits airborne clots. It will take you some time to get used to the bosses and their attacks. I added a video from my new Game Plus playthrough to this guide because my first encounter with the boss was due to some kind of bug in the game that I didn't understand. If I didn't reset the target, it would return to the already defeated head. This made the fight very difficult and dragged it out. In order not to show you my suffering here, I decided to post this recording. In fact, it is no different from your first meeting. First, you should focus your attention on the head rolling on the ground. It really is much more of a problem, especially with its puddles of fire. I just ignored the flying head, and when it managed to hit me, I just regained my health. Use Fireproof Mantle to protect yourself from the flames. When the first head is destroyed, dodge the attacks and wait for the flying head to fall to the ground. Then you can attack it. If the flying head doesn't come down for a long time, you can shoot it down. To do this, you need to stand up so that the first head between you and the flying head is defeated. Then you can kick the defeated head with a charged punch, and if it hits the flying head, it will knock it down, where you can finish off the boss. 6th boss, Flint Chief. This boss is simple, but there is one nuance. The battle takes place in hot magma. Every time your monkey touches the lava with his feet, you lose your precious health. To avoid feeling the heat in your feet, use Xiang River Goddess Gourd. It has an amazing effect. Using the gourd grants a moderate amount of burn resistance and immunity from lava-covered terrain for a short duration. This is exactly what you need for this battle. If you don't have this gourd, activate Fireproof Mantle during the battle. At the same time, use a Plaque of Many. Now you have to deal a lot of damage to the boss in a short period of time. That way, your feet won't get baked in the magma and the boss will be defeated. All of the boss's attacks don't do much damage to you, and the boss himself is quite slow, so you can deal with him easily. 7th boss, Cloudy Mist plus Misty Cloud. Again, you have 2 bosses at the same time. These 2 are very different. The first is a witch who attacks the tuber with beams of light. The second is some kind of creature with a fire log on its shoulders. Both bosses move quite fast and disappear from time to time. Traditionally, I wanted to deal with one first and then the other, but I didn't manage to do it. They disappeared and reappeared so synchronized that I had to fight them in parallel until the very end of the fight. Perhaps Immobilize will help you to keep the enemy in the fight and not disappear. You can try to check it out. I went into the fight with Spellbinder activated, and I was completely satisfied with it. An attack charged with 3 focuses really takes down a lot of the enemy's health. I won't say that the battle is too difficult, but it's not easy either. The opponents are very fast, and I did not always manage to dodge in time. In general, the fight exhausted almost all the sips of my gourd. I think that fighting with all skills active is much easier.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Bosses are mobile, and the damage from the monkey army will be very small. So the battle is again more difficult. I thought it was supposed to have 4 wheels, but no, the same 2 rear wheels, but the cart moves very fast. It attacks with flames from everywhere, even from the side. Fireproof Mantle will help you a lot in this battle. If you like to abuse the monkey as much as I do, use Spellbinder. To be honest, it took me about a dozen attempts to defeat this cart. Perhaps with a full arsenal of skills, such as Immobilize, Cloud Step, Red Tides, a Plaque of Many, and Wandering White, the battle would have been much easier. I wanted to beat the boss as quickly as possible. It seemed to me that he either had a lot of health or was too armored. The normal build does very little damage to the boss, so I chose Spellbinder. For this boss, it's not the best option because you lose fire protection. However, you can maximize your fire defense with healing pills at the Shoe Dog shop in Zodiac Village. 10th boss, 9-capped Lingzhi Guai. In order to activate this boss, you need to love collecting mushrooms. The next mushroom is a boss hidden in the ground. The battle is not difficult, but you need to finish it very quickly. During the battle, the enemy will poison you with mushrooms, and mushrooms will start growing all over the monkey's body. These mushrooms deal poison damage. You can try to avoid such poisoning, but then you need to watch your step carefully and not step into the puddles of mushrooms scattered by the boss. In general, the boss does not have much health, so using the usual arsenal or the enhanced Spellbinder attack, you will quickly end this fight. Wandering White stuns the enemy, at which time you can deal a lot of damage. A Plaque of Many, Cloud Step, and Red Tides will also be useful. 11th boss, Flint Vanguard. You're looking at a hot stone guy. You saw something similar in the second chapter, but then the boss was not a fire boss. Before you start the battle, you need to clear the arena of ordinary enemies. They will get in the way during the battle with the boss. The boss himself spills magma around him, which deals damage from his heat. For protection, use an artifact that has become very useful in Chapter 5, the Fireproof Mantle. To keep the fight short, use a standard combination of your skills. A Plaque of Many will be very useful here. The only thing I changed is that instead of the usual Red Tides transformation, I used Yin Tiger. It seems to me that it deals tremendous damage to the boss, much more than Red Tides. In general, the battle is fast and not difficult. This boss is a little above easy, but it's not even close to a difficult mid-level. I think you'll be able to beat him on the first try. 12th boss, Mother of Flamlings. As you can see, most of the bosses in Chapter 5 have fire essences. This boss is exactly the same. To activate the boss, you need to kill small fireworms. Fire ore will fall out of them. When you collect 4 of these ores, you can put them in the magma lake and summon the boss with this action. Mother of Flamlings is similar to those little fireworms that grow out of the ground, but much larger. If the boss sets your clothes on fire to get rid of the damage, make a few quick jumps to the side, and the fire will subside. In general, this is a standard tactic for any arson attack. I hope you've mastered it by now and are actively using it in this chapter. When the boss reaches 60% health, he will disappear and instead leave 4 fireworms that you killed earlier. All of them will start spitting fire at you. To continue the battle with the boss, you need to neutralize them all. When the boss has 30% health left, she will disappear again and leave behind 8 fireworms. When you kill 4 of them, the boss will appear and attack you with the remaining 4. Here you have a choice. Either finish off the small fireworms or focus on the main enemy. At this stage, I advise you to use the Yin Tiger transformation. This transformation deals tremendous damage to the boss and easily survives the attacks of small fireworms. Thirteenth boss, Rusty Gold Cart. This is the 5th cart and the most difficult. Yes, you did not hear me. There will be no battle with the 4th carriage. It will be neutralized as part of the quest. By the way, if in each chapter you talk to a horse holding a whip, then in this chapter, near the 4th cart, you will be able to get its transformation. In general, the quest with the carts is needed to unlock the secret location of Chapter 5. So, this cart is the most difficult. It moves very fast, it has a lot of armor, and the boss has new dangerous attacks. One of these attacks can easily kill you when the boss grabs you with his hands and exhales fiery air directly into your face. To survive this, you need to either dodge very skillfully or use the fireproof mantle in time. In this battle, you'll need everything. All the skills you know and know how to use. Immobilize, Cloud Step, a plaque of many and wandering white. Traditionally, I recommend taking the Yin Tiger transformation. The tiger is less mobile than Red Tides, but it deals an unrealistic amount of damage. You will most likely need several attempts to defeat this enemy. The boss is quite difficult and mobile. Fourteenth boss, Baw-Lang-Lang. In each chapter, we find a frog. There is one in this chapter. You are looking at a fire frog. The boss is just as easy as in the other chapters. If you relax too much, he can kill you. But all the attacks of the boss are similar to those in the previous chapters. The main difference is fire. Use the fireproof mantle and you will pass the most dangerous attacks of this toad. In this battle, I used red tides only because it is faster. It gives the frog more damage. If you successfully use all the skills, which are Immobilize, Cloud Step, a Plaque of Many, and Wandering White, the enemy will run out of health before he can do significant damage to you. A few successful dodges, and the boss is defeated. Fifteenth boss, top takes bottom plus bottom takes top. Once again, you are looking at a paired boss. These are two ladles of the same layer with spikes. Most likely, you have already met the layer in this chapter. I didn't like that encounter either. What do you need to know? When one of the bosses covers himself with his half of the layer, he takes almost no damage from you. Therefore, when you see that the enemy has closed, either try to get behind him, or switch to another enemy. At the beginning of the battle, I advise you to call a Plaque of Many. The army of monkeys will distract one of the bosses. By the way, during the time the monkey army was active, they did more damage to their boss than I did to mine. Then we take turns attacking the open boss and dodge in time. When both bosses combine into one layer, it will not be possible to deal damage to them. Perhaps the Yin Tiger's defense stance will help, by the way. It destroys the layer you met for the first time on the narrow path. I didn't manage to try it. I defeated this boss on the first try. Maybe I'll try this transformation in New Game Plus. So, when the enemies unite in one layer, you need to dodge. When it rolls, just jump to the side. When the layer jumps up, you need to dodge when it hits the ground. The battle can drag on, because you have to switch from one boss to another, but in general, the boss is of medium difficulty, and you can definitely defeat him. Sixteenth boss, Bishui Golden-Eyed Beast. Bishui Golden-Eyed Beast is a difficult boss, even a very difficult one. But there is one trick that will help you to deal with the boss. In general, the boss has fire attacks, and they don't seem to be interrupted. The enemy attacks quickly, aggressively, and without stopping. At the beginning of the battle, while you still have enough mana, you can fight him on equal terms. In the later stages, the boss will simply destroy you. The trick I wanted to tell you about is the ability to transfer the boss to another arena. You will see an ice portal in the first arena. It contains a passage to another arena. To pass through, you need to break it or stand near it to be broken by the boss, or use the Wandering White Spirit. You can also get close enough to activate Cloud Step and pass through the passage. When you move to the second arena, the boss will change his attacks from fire to ice. They're also heartbreakingly fast, but the ice boss is still much easier to deal with. In the ice form, the boss attacks with less painful blows, and after the attack, your clothes do not burn, which caused additional damage in the first arena. In this phase of the battle, it will be easier for you to control the boss and perform your powerful attacks. The boss makes small pauses during which you can recharge your focus. At the beginning of the second arena, you can summon a plaque of many if you have enough mana. If you don't have much mana left, save it for Immobilize and Cloud Step. Using Cloud Step, it is better to charge your powerful attack while you are invisible, and only then hit the boss with a powerful attack. I also advise you to use a transformation at the beginning of the fight in the first arena. In my case, it's Red Tides. When you run to the second arena, you will have a pause to wait and restore all your skills, including the transformation. Here you decide when to enter the arena and continue the battle. Most likely, after the Frost arena, you can switch to the Fire arena again. I saw something similar to the entrance there, but I don't see any point in going further where it will be even harder, unless you really need to rest and wait for your skills to recover. "17th boss, Red Boy." And now we finally got to the final boss, or rather to the first final battle. There will be 2 of them in total. The good news is that if you lose in the second battle, you won't have to beat Red Boy again. In between the bosses, you will save your progress. This enemy moves quite a bit and attacks with fire. His attacks, although numerous, do not cause critical damage. The only problem can be if you miss too many enemy attacks. Dodge and attack in time. You can safely use the entire mana charge for this battle after a break from recovering. The most difficult thing in this battle is to survive the enemy's flight into the sky. This will happen when the enemy has about 50% health. He summons numerous copies that land directly on you and explode. This happens quite quickly, and it is usually difficult to see which side the attack will come from. At this stage, I recommend using the Red Tides transformation. This transformation is very agile. You can quickly dodge attacks, and even if one of the attacks goes through, it won't be a problem for your health bar. After landing, the biggest problem can be area attacks. When Red Boy scatters magma droplets, actively dodge them. If your clothes catch fire, make a few jumps to the side to put out the fire. In general, for the battle, you need to maximize your fire defense in the Shoe Dog store in Zodiac Village. Although it will be strange if you haven't done it yet, because the whole of Chapter 5 is filled with fire and you need to defend yourself against it. Use all your skills, make several series of quick attacks, and the enemy will be destroyed. He doesn't have much health, so you should be able to handle him without any problems. "18th boss, Yaksha King." The previous boss has turned into a powerful Yaksha King. This enemy is much more difficult, and you'll have to work hard. His attacks can deprive you of all your health in 2 hits, so be careful. The strongest attack of the boss is his double sword attack. This attack is very strong, and it works both at short and long range. After that, the boss summons a lot of spikes that come out of the ground. Here you need to either dodge in time, or run away to a safe distance. In order to win, you need to fight in the most aggressive style possible. The boss has a relatively small health scale compared to the bosses of other chapters. In addition, Yaksha King can be stunned with a powerful charged punch. Use it. Your tactics are a plaque of many, Immobilize, Cloud Step, and continuous powerful attacks that will stun the enemy and prevent them from attacking. When all the skills are used, activate activate the transformation. If you take a long time to prepare your punches and wait for the enemy to attack, he will destroy you. Just don't give him time to recover from your swift and powerful attack, and the boss will be defeated. Well, my friend, I hope my recommendations will help you. And if you found something useful, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. If you have any questions or additions, feel free to leave a comment. We will discuss everything related to the bosses of the 5th chapter of Black Myth Wukong there.